There was a woman named Ava who used to believe that if she loved someone enough, eventually everything would work out. Not because she was naive, not because she was weak, but because she had a big heart. She was the kind of woman who saw potential in people, the kind who believed everyone deserved grace, the kind who would fight for a relationship long after most people would have walked away. When Ava met him, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. He made her feel chosen, special, important. He called often, wanted to spend time together, talked about the future, and for the first time in a long time, Ava felt hopeful. The attention felt intoxicating. The connection felt deep. And before she knew it, she wasn't just falling for him. She was building dreams around him. At first, the red flags were easy to overlook. There would be conversations about other women that didn't sit right with her, stories that didn't quite add up, moments that left her feeling uneasy. But whenever she brought up her concerns, somehow the conversation would shift. Instead of discussing his behavior, Ava found herself defending her feelings. Instead of receiving reassurance, she ended up apologizing. And because she loved him, she gave him another chance, and another, and another. What Ava didn't realize was that while she was becoming more attached, the relationship was becoming more unstable. There were breakups, reconciliations, promises, disappointments, periods where they weren't together, periods where they were trying again. And through it all, Ava kept holding on to hope that things would finally become what they had been in the beginning. Hope that if she loved hard enough, understood enough, forgave enough, everything would eventually fall into place. Years passed, and the relationship became emotionally exhausting. There were other women, sometimes obvious, sometimes hidden. Sometimes she discovered things herself. Other times, she found out long after the damage had already been done. Each discovery hurt, each betrayal chipped away at her sense of security. And eventually, something else began happening. Ava started changing. She became anxious, hypervigilant, always looking for signs that something was wrong. She replayed conversations, analyzed text messages, questioned inconsistencies, searched for answers. She became so focused on figuring him out that she slowly lost touch with herself. And if she's being honest, she wasn't always proud of who she became. There were arguments, harsh words, moments where her hurt turned into criticism, moments where her frustration turned into belittling comments, moments where she reacted from pain instead of peace. The truth was, the relationship had become toxic on both sides. Not in the same ways, but toxic nonetheless. Ava was living in a state of emotional survival, and survival rarely brings out the best in us. What hurt the most was that she knew she wasn't acting like herself. She remembered the woman she used to be, confident, calm, focused, joyful. But that woman felt farther away every year. Her schoolwork began suffering. Assignments were delayed. Concentration became difficult. At work, she struggled to focus. Some days, she called off because the emotional pain felt too heavy to carry. Other days, she sat at her desk trying to work while replaying relationship problems in her mind. The relationship wasn't just affecting her heart, it was affecting her entire life. Her mother noticed. More than once, her mother gently expressed concern. She didn't trust him. She didn't like what she saw happening to her daughter. But Ava couldn't hear it. Not then. She believed no one understood their relationship. No one understood their connection. No one understood the good moments that kept pulling her back. Because despite all the hurt, there were still moments that gave her hope. And hope became the thing she couldn't let go of. Years went by that way, one emotional roller coaster after another, until eventually Ava reached a point she never thought she would reach. She was tired. Not just tired emotionally, tired in her soul, tired of wondering, tired of hoping, tired of hurting, tired of trying to make sense of things that never seemed to make sense. And one day she found herself sitting alone in silence. No arguments, no distractions, just her thoughts. And a question surfaced that she could no longer ignore. What if I've spent so much time trying to save this relationship that I've forgotten how to save myself? The question hit her harder than any breakup ever had, because deep down she knew the answer. Somewhere along the way, the relationship had become an idol, not intentionally, but slowly. Her peace depended on him, her happiness depended on him, her sense of worth depended on him, her future depended on him, and she had begun looking to a person for things only God could truly provide: security, identity, peace, steadiness. That realization changed everything, not overnight, but permanently. Eventually, Ava walked away, and she expected relief. Instead, her body seemed to collapse. Years of stress finally caught up with her. The adrenaline that had carried her through years of chaos was gone. She felt exhausted all the time. Simple tasks felt difficult. Her motivation disappeared. Her concentration suffered. She experienced brain fog, emotional numbness, chronic fatigue she couldn't explain. For a while, she thought something was wrong with her, but slowly she began to understand. Her body wasn't betraying her. Her body was recovering. Years of emotional stress had left scars she couldn't see, and healing would take time. During that season, Ava spent more time with God than she ever had before. Not because she had all the answers, but because she had finally run out of her own. One morning, she came across a verse she'd read many times before. "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." And for the first time, she felt those words differently. Maybe God wasn't only restoring circumstances. Maybe he was restoring her confidence, her identity, her peace, her joy, her voice, the woman she thought she had lost. Little by little, Ava began rebuilding. She started taking walks, setting boundaries, returning to neglected goals, learning to trust herself again, learning that love should not require self-abandonment, learning that healthy relationships do not demand the loss of your identity, learning that God never intended for her worth to be determined by another person's ability to value her. And family, maybe you've experienced something similar. Maybe you've spent years fighting for a relationship that slowly pulled you away from yourself. Maybe you've become exhausted trying to earn love that should have been freely given. Maybe you've looked in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. If that's you, I want you to know something. There is life after emotional collapse. There is life after heartbreak. There is life after chronic stress. And there is restoration after seasons that feel wasted. Because God is still in the business of restoring people. Not just their circumstances, their hearts, their minds, their confidence, their identity, their peace. And sometimes healing begins with one simple decision: choosing yourself again. If Ava's story resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had a season where you lost yourself while trying to hold on to someone else? And what helped you begin finding your way back? And if you enjoy conversations about healing, emotional growth, self-worth, boundaries, and God's restoration, be sure to subscribe and become part of our Divine Sparkles of Promise family. Until next time, remember this: you do not have to lose yourself to be loved. And sometimes the most beautiful relationship you'll ever rebuild is the one you have with yourself.